Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Ashley Damon Show. I have a story to share with you today that's going to lead into the one mindset shift that completely changed the game for me when it came to weight loss. So if you guys don't know my story, I was a yo-yo dieter for over a decade. I would lose weight, gain it back, lose weight, gain it back. I would try every single kind of diet out there. I even had a little bit of disordered eating going on. I was addicted to stimulants, all of these different things. And so for 10 years, I went down that route of just trying to figure out how to lose weight and keep it off. Eventually, I finally found a sustainable way to lose the weight and keep it off. I've lost 60 pounds and I've kept it off now for 5 years, and I've helped other women do the same thing. And there was one mindset shift that made a huge freaking difference in my entire journey. And it's the one thing that has led me to have sustainable results. So this week, just like I'm a very consistent person, okay? And this week I was taking my supplements. I usually take my supplements around dinner time or like right before dinner or either after dinner. It just depends, but I always take my supplements in the afternoon. It's just something that I've always done. It just works for me. And as I'm taking my supplements, FYI, this story is not about supplements, and the supplements that I do take are supplements that are either recommended to me by my coach or they are recommended to me by my doctor from my lab. So sometimes they're changing up, but I take these supplements every single day. And as I'm in the kitchen taking these supplements, my husband asked me, he says, "When is the last time that you have skipped taking your supplements?" And I had to take a step back and think about this because it has been a really long time since I have actually skipped taking my supplements. And so I thought about it for a little bit and I was like, you know what? It's probably been 4 years that I have consistently taken my supplements every single day. I have taken my supplements while we're traveling. I have taken my supplements while we were camping. I have taken my supplements at a Morgan Wallen concert. I have taken my supplements everywhere, and I've never missed a day for 4 years. And he was like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." You know, once I thought about it and I went back, I started to realize that it was when I signed up for my first competition with my first coach. He gave me a protocol and supplements were involved in that. And I was like, okay, if I want to achieve this goal, I need to consistently take these supplements every single day. Again, the story isn't about supplements. It's actually about consistency, but we're going to get there. So since he gave me that protocol, I started taking them every single night and I've never missed a night. And then I started to think about other things that I'm consistent with. For instance, for years and years and years, I was never consistent with washing my face or doing skincare or anything like that. But back in November of 2020, I actually started washing my face every single night. And I think there's maybe like 1 or 2 times in the past 5 years that I have not washed my face or I have not done my skincare. I have consistently done that every single night for that amount of time. Now, here's the thing. For the longest time, I did not believe that I was a consistent person. When I was in that decade of yo-yo dieting and trying all of the things, I was never consistent with anything. And I just kept telling myself, well, you're just not a consistent person, so you're never going to reach those goals. Like, you have ADHD. There's no way that you can be consistent. There's no way that you can follow through with these things. So you're just going to have to figure out a shortcut. And so I continue to try to search for those shortcuts to get to those results. But without the consistency, I could never sustain the results. And I remember one day thinking about this, and I was really embracing the identity that I was not a consistent person. I believed it. My decisions, your beliefs dictate your decisions. So if I believed that I wasn't a consistent person, I wasn't going to take consistent action. And then one day it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I realized that I actually am a very consistent person. I just wasn't consistent at the things that were going to get me to where I wanted to go. So I was consistent with sleeping in. I was consistent with like hitting the snooze button on my alarm. I was consistent with opening a bottle of wine every single night. I was consistent with, and it wasn't just areas with like health and fitness. This was like my entire life, right? They say that the way you do one thing is the way that you do everything. And while I kind of cringe at that, especially as somebody who has ADHD, I always say like the way that you do one thing shows you the possibility of the way that you can do all things. And I've really proven that to myself over the past couple of years because I think that we can tend to work on one area of our life and then we can move it all. Like if we can do something in one area of our life, then we can shift that, shift the way that we've done that into a different area and accomplish new things. So that's the way that I like to look at that saying, is the way that you do one thing shows you the possibility of the way that you can do all things. So if you've ever reached a goal in your life, you can reach a goal in any other area of your life. You know, even if you like go back to like, okay, you graduated high school. That was probably a goal that you had. You achieved that. If you can graduate high school, you can probably lose weight sustainably. I have kind of gone down a tangent, but anyways, so I was thinking about this whole consistency thing. And when I realized that I was consistent with the things that I didn't want to be consistent with, that were not helping me get to where I wanted to go, whether, like I said, whether that be not wanting to cook dinner, drinking wine every single night, snoozing my alarm clock, not doing my workouts, just all of the things. I was very consistent at doing those things. And so what hit me, and the biggest mindset shift that I made that allowed me to actually lose the 60 pounds and keep it off for a long period of time, was the fact that I was actually a consistent person. I just was not consistent with the things that I wanted to be consistent with. And when I realized that, okay, I already have this superpower of being consistent, I can take that and shift it over into the things that I want to be consistent at and get the results that I desire. I just needed to do it maybe one thing at a time or whatever it may be. But I had to embody and believe that I was a consistent person. And so when I could see all of the things that I was consistent with, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm consistent at these things, then I can be consistent at these other things. I just need to shift them, right? I just need to go from not stop being consistent with the things that aren't getting me to where I want to go. And I need to start being consistent with the things that are going to get me to where I wanted to go. And as simple as this may sound, it was the most powerful shift that I had because I could embody the identity of being a consistent person. Every single human already has the power of consistency. You are doing something or multiple things every single day that you are consistent with. In fact, I bet you wake up every single morning. That's something that you do consistently. I bet you brush your teeth every single day. That's something that you do consistently, right? I bet you take a shower. Well, maybe not every single day, but if it's like, every other day, you're consistently doing this thing. So if you can be consistent in one area of your life, you absolutely can be consistent in another area of your life, and you can use that superpower and you can shift it over. So this is because here's the truth. The consistency is going to build your self-trust. The consistency is going to build your new identity. The consistency is going to build your results. Without the consistency, you're never going to get to where you want to go. Most people aren't willing to take the action long enough, consistently enough to get to where they want to go. They tend to get bored. They tend to fall off. They tend to look somewhere else. They want to get there as quickly as possible when the answer literally lies in being consistent. And when you realize that you are a consistent human being and you do have the power of consistency, you can take that superpower and you can shift it over to the things that are going to help you to get to where you want to go. This was a short and sweet episode, but it's super, super powerful. And some things that you can start to think about, or even some journal prompts that you can go through that can help you to start to shift this mindset, is make a list. Make a list of all of the things that you consistently do on a daily basis. Do you consistently drive through the Starbucks drive-thru every single day and get a coffee? Do you consistently hit the alarm clock every single day? Do you consistently order food from DoorDash? Do you consistently scroll social media? If you're doing any of those things on a consistent basis, you have the power of consistency. And you can take that power of consistency and you can shift it over to the things that are going to help you to get to where you want to go. Maybe you change one of them every single week. And if you did that over 4 weeks, you would have 4 new habits that you were consistently doing, which again is going to help you to create self-trust. It's going to help you to create confidence. It's going to help you to keep going on your journey, and then you're going to see those results. It's the simple ripple effect that you create in your life that's going to get you to where you want to go. So I hope that this story has helped you. I hope that this mindset shift has helped you. And if you have any other topics that you would like me to touch on in the podcast, will you please reach out to me and send them to me, because I am ready to be back to recording and giving you guys all of the educational and mindset information so that you can stop the cycle of yo-yo dieting and lose weight for life. All right. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.